feel like a cat right now, sitting in this sunlight that the window is giving me, and really enjoying it. Hello everybody, welcome to the first update of this vlog. It is August 19th. I have been reading Trust for about 2 days now, and I'm at 31%. I just got to the point where it's like a different story. I have not talked about Trust at all, so let me kind of give you a rundown. It's basically, there's this really rich guy. It's the 20s. When the stock market crashes, he leaves it unscathed, basically, and everybody's like, who the fuck is this bitch? But that is kind of secondary to the fact that he has this wife named Helen, and their relationship is like more professional marriage, if that makes sense, like where their parents kind of got them married, but then the guy, I forgot his name, that's bad, but I did for the second, and that's gonna be how it's gonna be. But he like actually did start like loving Helen and just wanting to be there and share in her companionship. But then eventually she starts deteriorating in the mind. She has the same illness her father had before her, schizophrenia. And so she went to a asylum, and they had all of these procedures, you know, they had the medicine, and then they had like the like talk therapy type things. I don't want to say too much. And so then we see her in the asylum, and it kind of ends there. And then we go on to this next section of this book that is a memoir, I believe. Like, I've seen people's reviews, and I'm pretty sure they're saying that the second part is like a memoir type thing. And I am intrigued by that, but also a little bit nervous, because it just took me a tad bit too long to actually get into Trust and like it. I posted on my story, I was like, I hope that this book is on the shortlist. Like, that's how I feel about it right now. And that's how I felt about it at 27% of the way in. I think that conversations about people who are in asylums, especially back in the day when, like, you know, this was before electroshock therapy. They had cures that was kind of a gateway to electroshock therapy. I just think it's really interesting to see all of that. Like, I think those are interesting stories to read. Obviously awful and depressing, and it sucks that actually fucking happened, and like people didn't know how to fucking treat disorders, and I mean, let's be honest, they still don't. I always love conversations about that, so I wasn't expecting that going in. I wasn't expecting anything. I never read anything is about, so I got into it though, and I was here for it. And so I'm scared that this second part won't grab me. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm liking it a lot so far, and that's my 2 cents. I hope to get to at least page 300 today in Trust. I don't really have much that I'm doing today, but pretty soon my boyfriend and I are going to a place to go bird watch, and that will be fun. And I don't know, I guess that's it. See you later. I am here to talk about Trust and give my little bit more of a review. I just want to start off by saying, isn't it so funny? Like, experiencing this book while vlogging it is something, because I feel so stupid, and that's another thing. Like, I feel like I look so like ignorant sometimes when I talk about all that I know about a book before knowing everything that I need to know. I do that all the time. Whatever, if it makes me look ignorant, I kind of don't care, like, because I don't know, I feel like I always come back and I'm like, okay, now I got it, now I know what's going on. Trust is divided into 4 different parts, and the first one is a novel, the second one is an attempt at a memoir written by Mr. Bevel himself. The third part is about this girl, Ida, I think her name was, and how Mr. Bevel hired her to write his story and to really capture his late wife and the experience, because in the very first part where it's a novel, the author kind of sullied her name and it wasn't what completely actually happened. And then of course the fourth part is Miriam herself. Is that her name? I think the wife's name was Miriam. I really don't remember. That's bad. But it was her and her diary entries, and it was the most confusing part, I guess you could say. I didn't exactly even understand what was going on or she was trying to say in those journal entries. And if you've read this, you might know what I mean. This is such a beautiful and creative way to tell a story. And like I said, I sounded ignorant in the beginning because I was like, oh, it's Helen and this guy and this is their story, okay. And I thought it was just going to continue on that way. I didn't know exactly what was going to happen next when I was talking about the memoir part. But yeah, it's Mr. Bevel's memoir, wanting to set the record straight and of what actually happened, because the author, and I keep calling him the author, I forgot his name, but his name was thrown around a lot throughout the book, but I completely forgot it. He said that things happened that never actually happened to Mr. Bevel's wife. Mr. Bevel wanted to commemorate his wife because she was such an amazing person to him and to the community in general. It's been a week since I finished the book. I really need to start just telling my opinions right after finishing a book, because then I just forget everything that I had thought at one point in time. And plus I really should know their names, these characters' names. I always feel so bad not knowing their names, but I'm bad at that shit. I would not mind reading In the Distance, another book by this author. It sounds really interesting. It's kind of a Western. And yeah, I mean, this book, like I said, this experimental way of crafting this book is everything. I was explaining it to my boyfriend, you don't really know that the first part's a novel until the second part, and every single part attaches to the last one, and show me another book that's done that, because I certainly don't know. And it was done so perfectly well. It's with every single part you learn more and more, and it just makes sense. An absolutely great book. I ended up giving it a 4.5 star. I want this to be on the short list. I think it deserves a place on the short list. Absolutely. I don't know if I am gonna be here saying that I hope it wins, because that is kind of dedicated to night crawling in my head. Do you hear that shit? Again, this is just what we have to deal with here in Shepherdstown. Anyway, yeah, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say about this book. It is Sunday, the day I'm supposed to be posting this, so I can't go on and on for forever. I really can't. All right, catch you on the flip side. Hello, it's August 22nd, and I just want to say, yes, it's been a bit since I last updated this vlog. It's because of the fact that I had my other vlog to download, and I knew that, and I use iMovie on my phone, I film on my phone, I upload on my phone, and sometimes it comes up with a little thing and storage almost full. It more likely does that than doesn't, and I knew that going in, so I was like, okay, I have to wait until I have downloaded my video onto my device and uploaded on YouTube and all that, and so I finally downloaded it, so now I can give more updates and use my camera yet again. Okay, I want to say that yesterday I read not a solitary one line from any book at all. That has not happened in 2 years. Yeah, it's crazy. Yesterday I did not read. What in the fuck? So I'm gonna change that today. I actually only have one day to finish Trust. So, you know, probably today and some odd hours tomorrow. So I'm gonna probably try to read as much as I can today. Like I said, I think already I'm 51% of the way in, so that's like not bad at all. I can do this. And then night crawling became available to me, so I am so excited to get to that one because that's a really anticipated one for me. And I think I'm gonna really love that one, and I hope. Hello, it is August 23rd, and I'm here to say I finished Trust today. Absolutely loved it. I gave it a 4.5 star. It's the best one so far that I've read. I really enjoyed it, and I will like come back talking about it as one does. But I also want to say I just started night crawling earlier today, and I'm also really enjoying this one. I've been excited for this one, like it's one of the most anticipated ones on this list for me, so I'm really excited to get to it. And then also, and these are the other books that you'll see in this video, I have gotten my orders for Treacle Walker and The Colony, and I plan on reading those also sometime this week. I'm going to try to read more than I have this past month because I've only read 5 books this month, 4 or 5 books. And that's not like me. Like by the 23rd, I usually have probably read like 10. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'm just gonna get back on my bullshit, back on my reading bullshit because I've missed it so much. But it's kind of hard because like the first books that I read this month kind of got me in a bit of a slumpy mood, like reading Glory and Booth even, like they weren't, you know, my favorites. But now now that those are past and like all I have is to look towards the future of all the books I haven't read, it really excites me. There is 2 more weeks left until September 6th, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish all of the books before then. I cannot get 2 of them, it looks like. Like both of those, it's after Sappho and The 7 Moons of Mali Almeida, and they're both like $30 each, and I have about $6 to my name. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hello, don't mind Drew Monson in the background there. I was just watching some YouTube, but I just want to say that I am 16% of the way in night crawling. I said that I wanted to get to like page 230 yesterday. It's not gonna happen, but I'm just gonna read as much as I can today because I wanted to finish it today, so I don't know if I can do this, but I am very intrigued by it. I'm engaged in it. Like, I want to see what's going to happen next. I'm here for this story. I'm here for Kiara. I'm here for Marcus. I'm here for Kiara's friend. I forgot her name. I'll come back with an update when I have one. I don't know what I'm saying. You know, you'll see me when you see me. I just wanted to say that. That's my plans for the day. So, see if we can make that happen. I'm about to have an edible, even though I told myself not to do it until later. I'm being bad. But this, you don't understand how much I need it. That's what I'm gonna say. I really want to know how like little free libraries start looking like this. I need to fucking give some books to this place because this is just sad. It's sad. I am going to be really ambitious and try and finish night crawling by 10 o'clock tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna do that actually for real, but that is the goal. I'm just trying my best, guys. I really do want to finish it, and I'm going to go off of just a little bit coffee because I don't have any more caffeine except for this. And you know, I'm kind of a caffeine addict, and when I say addict, I don't mean in a cute way. Like, I can get by with like coffee. I usually have about like probably 500 milligrams a day of coffee. I like my energy drinks, but I cannot go to the convenience store I'm not in the headspace for all of that, so I'm just gonna deal with the coffee. I'm going to finish Nightcrawler tonight. I did not do what I set out to do yesterday, and for that I am sorry. No, but yeah, I didn't finish night crawling at all. I'm 45% of the way in though. I will finish it today. I'll let you know how it goes. I really do wish to talk about it right now. I do, but I'm so tired. I feel like I just got hit by a car. Yesterday, you know, I took an edible and it was bad, but then I took another one. And well, that's why I'm not finished with night crawling. But now, think about it this way, there's no more in my household for me to get a hold of. So, no weed until whenever the fuck I decide to do weed again. Hello. Yes, I'm sitting at a kind of weird and different angle, but this is kind of fun. I just wanted to say that I am struggling so hard today with just being a human being. I feel like my brain just feels filled with fog, and like I feel so distracted. I was just like mindlessly on Instagram and then YouTube and then Goodreads and then like anything other than reading I was doing on my phone. And I hate that feeling. I hate when I start feeling that way and feel so like I don't know what else to say, but like numb to everything. And I wasn't feeling that yesterday, but I think I'm just like super tired today. I don't even know what it is, but I do want to get like an energy drink eventually sometime today, probably a little bit later when like my boyfriend goes to class, and then I can just go to the convenience store and get an energy drink. And hopefully it makes me feel better so that I can just be reading. But also, since I'm feeling so numb, I'm going to try and like just make today and tomorrow a very like film heavy, a little bit more film heavy than I have before, just so I remember where I am for a second, if that makes sense. When I don't talk for like 2 hours on end, I think I start feeling weird. That sounds bad. I think I just talk a lot. And I always need to be putting out my thoughts, even if it's just to myself. I talk to myself all the time, more than anybody else. Anyways, I actually wanted to come on here and talk about night crawling. It's a huge truck. I'm 51% of the way in, and I kept being like, okay, I really need to like talk about what it's about, so let's do that. Night crawling is about a girl named Kiara who lives in Oakland, and she lives with her brother Marcus and her friend Dee and her friend Dee's son Trevor. Dee is like always working, so we never really see her, and Kiara takes care of Trevor like all the time. Actually, at the point that I'm at, it's Kiara's birthday, and they're kind of like celebrating. Trevor and Kiara are celebrating on their own. They're like in a pool or whatever. And so when we start this book, we see Kiara and how she lives, and we see that they don't have a dad, and we don't know where their mom is. Their dad was in jail for a bit, and then he got out and he died of cancer. Their mom was gonna get, well, I don't want to say too much, and their mom just doesn't live with them. So it's been Marcus and Kiara since Marcus was 18 years old, and they've just been on their own. Marcus is trying to make it big, just like his uncle Ty, in the rapping industry, and Kiara seems to be the only one who cares about the fact that they don't have much money. They're living in poverty, and she's 17 when the book starts. She just turned 18, and so she couldn't really find any good, promising jobs. So what ends up happening is she gets into the act and the occupation, it's a stretch of a word for real, of night crawling or prostitution. And we see that journey that she takes, and it's not great. It's not a great one to read. She is literally just doing this so that she can help she can pay for the gifts and things that Trevor wants to do, and you know, she needs to pay taxes and rent and all that stuff. And Marcus is seemingly not helping in the slightest. And I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. More smaller things have happened in the center. I could tell you all about this book. I'm seeing it so well in my head, like as a movie. I mean, I've been entertained thoroughly throughout the whole entire thing, but it is also reaches some heavy subject matter. Basically what I'm saying is sometimes things happen to Kiara and it is in graphic detail and it's not the funnest thing to read. This book is absolutely amazing. I can't believe that the author was 17 when she started writing this. She's 20 now, youngest person on the Booker Prize nomination list ever. But what an amazing talent. And I mean, is this my favorite book so far? Does this beat Trust right now? I think so. I think it might. Well, can I say this? I mean, I guess that's true, and I've known this. Trust was a 4.5 star. And Nightcrawling, I already said in my head, I was like, I think this might be a good old 5 star. And I was just thinking about both of the covers. There's this cover, which I absolutely love, but it's not the same as this cover, which is like the Booker cover, because I think this cover like matches the vibe, matches the story so much. And honestly, there's one thing I've noticed, it's the Booker Prize covers always match the vibe so much more than the OG covers. And you know, whenever I get money, I can't lie, I think I might want to get like both of these covers, because I would not mind having these books in my library. I'm really liking it. So you guys, it is just now 11:30, and you know, I said I wanted to read while my boyfriend was in class, but then my phone decided that the screen is just gonna go black and turn off on its own, and I was freaking out, didn't know what was going on. I looked it up and I was like, I'm so scared of it being like a hardware thing, but that doesn't make sense. Like, I didn't drop it or anything, like in that moment when it turned black. And I was just troubleshooting, and I finally got it to work, thank God. So now it is again 11:30, and I'm going to the convenience store to get caffeine and then come back and read. And you know, I wanted this entire hour to like just, you know, get cozy and read Nightcrawling, but the Lord had other plans. But now we're gonna start now, and I have about half an hour until he gets back. I can still read when he's here, by the way. It was just hard for me, and I was waiting until he was gone so I could go to the convenience store. It's kind of embarrassing that I'm getting an energy drink. It is. I don't like that, the way that I'm addicted to caffeine at all. So okay, little convenience store haul. I got myself a 2-liter bottle of water because the only water we have right now is from the sink. We usually have like a filter, but my stomach is very sensitive to like sink water. Like, I genuinely feel it, and it blows my mind all the time, because I'm like, I didn't even know that was like actually a thing. It's like my body's telling me not to drink this water anyway, and we don't have a filter. So I've been getting waters from the convenience store, and this lasts me like 4 days, so it's okay. This is literally my 4th option. If I were to go to that convenience store and they were stocked with everything that they usually have, this would be my 4th option of what to get, which means they didn't have my first top 3 there at all, and they haven't, honestly, for like the past week. You know, the convenience store guy, he asked me what Delta 8 like cones that I wanted, you know, blunts, cones, whatever you want to call them. It's kind of the same thing to me, even though there's technically a difference. And like, you know, if I just told him, hey, put in more of those orange kickstarts, how about it? Do you think he would? I don't know. Anyway, this is my 4th. I'm not too excited about it, but it's an energy drink, right? And see, this is what I mean. I have one of these like just about every day. They're 180 milligrams. Well, I usually have two. That's why I got only one, which is actually really risky. I usually have like probably 2 of these a day. So this is only 300 milligrams or what? I don't know math. And then to celebrate when I do finish night crawling and the colony, because that is going to happen tonight, I've got myself a few mics harder, 8%. I might look like a fucking weak ass, like lightweight ass bitch. I'm not. My body can handle anything. After I do what I'm supposed to be doing today. That doesn't only mean finishing the books, finishing night crawling especially at least. It also means other chores that I've been needing to do. It's getting so loud out there. There's a train, there's trucks. And that's just how we live here in Shepherdstown. So, anyways, it's like 11:45. Should I even like bother starting to read? I should read something. I have stuff in my pocket. I'm excited to get comfy and read The Colony. I've read like 15 pages of it. I haven't even said that yet. I've read like 15 pages of it and I'm really liking it. Tomorrow, that's definitely gonna be most of it. And it flies by so fucking quickly. Like, I've been wanting to pick it up all day to like just lose myself in this story. So I can't wait to eventually do that later tonight or maybe tomorrow. I have reached, according to my phone, page 305 out of 470. This isn't a 470 page book. Again, I'm just going based off of what my Libby on my phone says. But that means like about 170 pages left. I just got to a point where it's really, really interesting. Remember Uncle Ty that I mentioned? For whatever reason, I'm not going to get into exactly the reason why because I feel like saying too much, but Kiara is now going on a journey, it seems, to go find Uncle Ty, even though at one point in time she swore she was never going to see him again. This story is keeping me so intrigued. See, this is all I needed. I needed a time and a place and the right brain to just indulge myself and just like turn off everything and zone completely into the book. And like I did it like the first time I picked up the book, that's exactly how I felt. I was like zoned in and I read like 70 pages and it didn't even feel like 3, you know? It was like one of those things. It was just going and it was pretty fast paced and it kept me entertained. And then in the middle there, it got a little rocky. It started losing my interest, and like every time I tried to like listen to it and read it, you know, I'm using the audiobook and ebook at the same time, and every time I tried to do that, I'd read like 2 pages and then I'm like, enough of that. And I would keep doing that like all day. But now I want to see Kiara's journey on finding Uncle Ty. I think this is going to be super interesting, and you know, I'm really liking this book, guys. I am. That's all I gotta say. Do you ever almost blind yourself for good lighting? Yeah, me neither. I just want to say that no, I have not finished night crawling. Yeah, I know, another day. But I am 81% of the way through, and it will get done in one sitting. That is gonna happen right after I record this. And then I have The Colony, which I, again, will absolutely fucking finish. It must be done. It must be this way, because otherwise I don't know what the fuck else. I won't give you the content. What, I just read Trust and night crawling? No, not happening. It's a reading type of day, all day. My boyfriend's at work from 9 to 5. I got some coffee. I got a good attitude. Time to finish my books. It's so bright I cannot see shit. When I tell you that night crawling was an absolute resounding 5 stars. I literally just finished it, so I'm gonna sit here and talk about it while my feelings are more fresh. I mean, I feel like I can't say much more than I already did. If you can tell, I said I was gonna give it a 5-star, and I was just really enjoying it. And that's true, that remains true. This book reminded me of why I love reading so much. Like, you know, when books just do that for you, like, I feel like they're far and few between sometimes. It's kind of like Tomorrow Times 3 also made me feel that way. Like, I don't know. I think that was the last time I absolutely felt that way, where I'm just like, I am so glad that I got the opportunity to read this book and consume this. Wow. What a talent. Can't believe this was a debut. I can't believe she's only 20. This is easily one of the best books I've ever read, even though, well, at times it was very heartbreaking or very hard to get through. It started with Kiara exclaiming, like, there's dog shit in that pool. Talking about this pool that is very talked about throughout the book. Lots of things happen centering that pool. It's kind of crazy. But by the end of it, she is in the pool with Trevor, Dee's son, and it is a beautiful, freeing, bittersweet ending. You don't really know what happens after everything that's bad happens. It just ends this, again, bittersweet way with Trevor and Kiara in the pool. I really fucked with this book, man. I absolutely loved it, and I highly recommend it for anybody who wants to read it. I'm probably gonna buy both covers of this book. I said that earlier, but that's how I feel. Wow, that really turned the Booker game around for me. If you've read Nightcrawling, tell me about it in the comments. I think lots of people have read this one. It's kind of crazy that like I knew about Nightcrawling before it was a Booker Prize book. I've seen it all around, and I didn't even register when I was doing my like reaction video. I didn't even register that it was the same book, but I had seen the cover everywhere, the orange one with the purple silhouette. I had seen it everywhere, and everybody was talking about it, and I just kind of, it was on the back burner for me. I wasn't thinking about it, but then, you know, obviously it was on the Booker Prize and it was like a different cover, so I didn't even register that it was the same book that I had been seeing everywhere. Like, if it wasn't on the Booker Prize, I don't think I would have ever picked it up. And that is just disappointing. But see, that's why I do things like this. Like, I know half these books, most of these books, I can't think of one that I would pick up on my own. And like, I know that, and that's why I'm doing it now. It's the same thing with like the International Booker Prize. Like, I feel like I wouldn't even have known any of those books. I think I knew like Paradise, and that was it. I love awards for exactly this, like just finding new books. I'm here for that. New amazing books. Like, when have they ever steered me wrong? Even if I don't love the book, like, it's still a new experience that is interesting to say the least. Like, for example, with Glory, like, didn't love it, but now I know a new book, I guess. Okay, that's that on Nightcrawling. 5 out of 5 stars. You go read it now. Also, I just gotta say, like, I forgot to say it, but I'm about to start The Colony now. Well, not start, I guess I already have started it, but I'm about to dive into this one. And this is probably what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of the day. Honestly, how long do you think it's gonna take me to read this? I'm gonna say 3 hours. That's how I feel. We'll see. Hey guys, so I am about 115 pages into The Colony. The physical book is in the other room. Didn't feel like putting this back on and getting the whole thing. And I'm really liking this one so far. I am engaged in it completely. It is 9:50 p.m. and me and my boyfriend go to bed at 10 every night, and you know, I'm A-okay with that. I've had really bad insomnia just about my entire life until I like met him and we started going to bed at a specific time every single night, and it's been a life changer. If you have insomnia, I highly recommend doing that. I know I sound like a freaking Google like result when you look up how do I fix insomnia, because trust me, I've been there. but it actually helps so much, and this is a first-hand account. If I by any chance wake up in the middle of the night though, I will try my fucking damnedest to read this. I doubt that that's gonna happen. I just want to say, I wanted to finish this book today. I really freaking did. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Tomorrow is Sunday, and that's when this video is supposed to go out. So, I'll probably do my, this is what I actually always do. I don't know if you noticed, but my time management is a little wonky, a little bit off. I know this. That's why I'm always behind on doing things, and I'm like, hey, I'm doing this last minute, and yes, this again last minute. Oh yeah, by the way, this is last minute. Anyway, I just wanted to simply talk about what the colony is about. Like I said, I'm about 115 pages in. I'm really liking it. So this book starts off with Mr. Lloyd on a trip in a boat with a person, and he is going to this island near Ireland, and he is going to paint these cliffs, and that's his journey, and that's what he's doing. He's a aspiring artist, and when he's there, he meets a lot of people, you know, the people who are housing him, and the one woman doesn't really like him all that much, and then James, like, is this little boy who is basically the one who talks to Mr. Lloyd the most. And I really kind of like their relationship and their connection that they have going on, even though Mr. Lloyd's kind of an ass. But James is, like, you know, patient and kind of serves him more or less. He just does what his mom tells him to do, which his mom and his grandma are the ones, like, housing Mr. Lloyd. But then all of a sudden, at the point where I'm at, Mr. Lloyd's like, I can't work at this house. So he goes to this place that is a shelter at the, somewhere near, close to the cliffs, close to the water, outside. And that's where I left off at. It's funny too. Like, it's actually made me, like, chuckle a few times. So I really like that, and it's very fast paced, and it's just an enjoyable time. It really immerses you in the scenery and in the, like, descriptions that they use, because, you know, he's an artist and he kind of sees everything as art, and it shows that. Like, it'll be like self-portrait, colon, and then like a title, and or it will be like field scene, colon, title, and like basically he sees things in like paintings, it seems. And then there's also this really confusing part. I wish I had the book with me right now, actually, but there's like these really small sections, and it's the only way that I can tell that when a chapter is over, because it'll be after basically every chapter, and this small section will be a different chapter, and then it'll go into another chapter. But these chapters that are small and like paragraphs long or 2 paragraphs long talk about somebody dying every single time. And I'm like, what the fuck is that all about? I don't really know. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if we're gonna learn, or if it's something that like the blurb said that I should already know, like some time in history and like Irish history that I didn't know about, but the blurb said that it was around that time or something like that. I don't know. So that's interesting, and I'm here to figure that one out. And you know, I didn't have to make this go on for 10 minutes, but I did. So, yay me. I wanted to like film this quickly, like a little 3-minute thing, and then go back and read a little bit more. But it's been 7 minutes and it's basically 10 o'clock, so good night, I guess. Hello, good day. Yes, it is Sunday. It is the day in the moment when I want to post this video. And what am I doing instead? Talking about how I did not get to finish the colony in this. I got kind of far. I got to page 230. And I want to finish it. I do. This is not a DNF, but I'm here saying that this cannot happen in this moment. But I do want to give like a little bit of a review, if you will. Talking about, this feels so embarrassing having my YouTube. Maybe I should just turn off my TV. Don't pay attention to the fact that like there's a deaf noodles thing going on, little drama. It feels embarrassing. Oh my god. Anyway, So I'm going to give a little bit of a review, say as much as I can say for now with this book. I am not hating it. I do like it. I really enjoy what it's about. Now I'm getting it. I understand everything. This book talks a lot about linguistics, a lot more than I thought it would. There's some things in here that I actually didn't even know. There's some facts that a linguist, his name is Masson, really spits out at you, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. And it's talking about how the Irish language was dying, and because this is in 79. The island that they were on was an Irish-speaking island, but slowly but surely it is changing, and you can see that in James, who doesn't want to use his Irish name, and he doesn't really, he never was taught the language in the same way that his grandmother was, who is the only person, I believe. It might not be the only person, that might be out of my ass, but one of the only people who was born into an Irish-speaking family and doesn't know English. So that's what we're dealing with. And then, of course, Mr. Lloyd comes through with his English-speaking ass, and he's just being an ass and just talking about how, like, change happens anyway. Like, he's getting into fights, like, arguments with somebody else. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. He gets into arguments about that, like political arguments, and the person, he's just trying to respect the sanctity of the language and get people to see how important it actually is when a bunch of people like Mr. Lloyd, don't give a fuck. While I'm speaking of linguistics and all of that, I just want to say that I watched Katie Books, one of my favorite YouTubers, his video talking about the colony, and he did this bit where he sang a traditional Irish song thing. I don't know. But I want to put it here, just a little bit of a clip here. I just feel like more people need to see that clip. I also need to say that my storage has been running low, and it kept saying, like, running low, shut the fuck up. And now I'm just trying to do what I can, but I really want to do an outro, so I know that's an abrupt end to the colony, but I just want to say thank you so much for watching this chaotic vlog. I'm sorry that I'm such a freaking mess in the head. None of these vlogs ever turn out how I want them to because of my poor time management, and I really want to do something to fix that, even though it's been like this for the last 22 years of my life. But again, thank you so much for watching this, and thank you for being patient with me. I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to read these things, especially night crawling. You know how much I like that. And I've been just having such a blast at the Booker list, even though I'm really trying to finish them all before September 6th. I don't know if that's going to happen, but you can stay tuned and wait and find out. Okay, I think that's going to be all from me. Thank you so much for watching yet again. All right, bye.